Anthony n'est pas fit avec le churisba. Bouvi. Dans toutes les formes.
Welcome to a new episode of the Holistic Living Broadcast. This is Yahcna, the queen of vegan soul food, and I am so glad to be back. I really miss doing this. I just got caught up at the end of the year, taking care of business and had camcorder issues, but I'm back with a new creation for you today, and it's going to be quick and easy, and it's not going to have 50 million ingredients. It's called Moorish pasta. While studying the rich history of the Moors in Latin Europe and the Iberian Peninsula, I was inspired to use spices such as coriander and things like that the Moors brought with them into Latin Europe. Also, the Moors ate shish kebab meat, but today I'm going to be using a vegan lamb chunk. So like I say, it's going to be rich, it's going to be quick, and it's going to be delicious. And we're also going to add a little cheesy flair to it to make it a pasta. So come join me and see what it's about. Okay, now I have my veggie lamb chunk, which I've kind of put on the grill a little bit, and that's optional. You don't have to do it like that. You can just take it straight out the pack. And to this, I'm going to add some olive oil, and the measurements will be in the info box. And now I'm going to add some olives, parsley, just a few capers. By the way, you're not going to need that much salt because the olives and the capers are going to be pretty salty. A little of vegan W sauce. A little liquid smoke. Just take the top off of there. Garlic powder. I prefer garlic paste, but I made a mistake and got ginger paste instead. Silly me, trying to rush through the grocery store. Onion powder. Put a generous amount of that on there. Paprika. Chili powder. Coriander. This is going to be more like shish kebab meat. This is the marinade to the pasta. A little veggie sal. Add the salt to taste, any salt that you use. Garam Masala. And a little turmeric. The Moors like to use a lot of yellow colors in their foods, such as turmeric, so that's why I'm using it. Now I'm taking my mixture, and to it I'm going to add a little water. Not too much. And I'm going to just work this around with my hand. You can use a spoon if you like. This is about a third cup of water, by the way. Like I say, you don't want too much water in it because you're going to put this into the pasta and you don't want it to be too wet because the pasta is going to have its own sauce and everything. This is, like I say, this is just a marinade. This is an ode to Moorish shish kebabs. And I'm using fresh parsley, by the way. Alright, so now we're just going to let this sit, and then we're going to work our way over to the pasta. Now to my boiling water, I'm going to add my quinoa pasta, which is gluten-free and vegan. You can use whatever type of pasta you like, whatever shape. You can use fettuccine, rotini, you can even use spaghetti pasta, linguine, you name it. And since this is gluten-free pasta, as you know if you watch my other videos, I'm not going to keep this in there that long. This water has already been boiling with about half a teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to let this cook for about another 6 or 7 minutes. I'm going to drain it, and then we're going to add our cheese sauce before we add the meat. Okay, now that I've drained the water off of my pasta, I'm going to add my milk and all of my vegan dairy. which is going to include some Veganaise to give it that creamy consistency. And this is the type I'm using because it's soy-free and it's olive-based. I'm going to add some white Daiya mozzarella cheese. The white Daiya cheese is pretty all-purpose. It says mozzarella, but you can use it as a Parmesan or any type of white cheese that you will need for any pasta dish. I'm just going to stir. And now I'm going to add my lamb, my vegan lamb, aka Moorish shish kebabs.